As I'm in the bathroom soaking in water hot enough to burn my skin, I'm reflecting on how being Ellie Mae Clampett sometimes isn't all it's cracked up to be. I've always been the animal lover of my family, and that will never change. There are still some days where my life could be some really great content for a reality show with all the animals that I take care of on a daily. My parents left for the beach this week and left me in charge of taking care of all their, babies, as my mother calls them, which is all her cats, and the main character for this little story is Ruger. He is a stocky 85 to 90 pound Labrador Retriever, who is the prime example of a bull in a china shop. Poor little thing only knows one speed, and that is just plain fast. After I fed him and played fetch until my arm is numb, I look at my watch and realize I better get going. A little side note, the last time I put him back in his lot, he went for a little joyride up on a 100-acre farm right above my parents' house, and I had to go on a wild goose chase to get him home. So me thinking ahead that I've learned my lesson, I keep his collar on him until we get into the lot, as I already have a little PTSD from where I got locked inside his lot with him for an hour one day. Different story, different day. I don't shut this door behind me. I crack it just big enough for him to think it's shut so he won't bolt like he did last time. As I'm petting him and talking to him in that real high-pitched voice you only use for babies and animals, I tell him how he's such a good boy and that I love him and I will see him tomorrow. When I'm turning around to slip out of the door, all I see is a flash. Now, when I tell you that this little stocky boy can straight up move, I mean he can move. I mean Dale Earnhardt doesn't have a chance when Ruger decides to run. This little demon dog took off faster than I could get my head turned around, because I know that if he gets out of the yard, he's going for a big swan dive in the pond in the cow field again like last time. But just as I'm chasing after him in the yard, he makes a U-turn and boats for the field. At this point, my eyes just roll to the back of my head and stay there pretty much because I know this is going to be at least an hour chase with him. So I'm making my way up to the field. I see him just darting left and right, running as fast as he can away from whatever direction I'm headed. For anyone who thinks that animals aren't smart has never owned a lab. So as time passes, it's been about 45 minutes of me chasing him all over the farm, and he has managed to roll in every cow pile there is. If you've never been on a farm with cattle, then you won't understand how bad the smell of cow manure is. I finally, on what feels like 3 hours, managed to catch him. And just as I thought I was in the clear to get him home, he decides he's not going to walk home. So what do I do to get him home? I get the joy of carrying this 90-pound dog all the way back to the house while he is covered head to toe in cow manure. But it just keeps getting better. I have to crawl under barbed wire fence to get back too. Have you ever tried to crawl under a fence? Well, imagine squatting down and crawling through all while carrying your 90-pound dog. At this point, my hair is stuck in the fence, I'm covered in sweat, cow manure, and mud all over me because this little crazy thing decided he was going to take me on a wild goose chase. Remember how I said I told him he was such a good boy? Well, I take that back because this little boy had me calling him every name, and this little sweet baby gave me a run for my money and basically made me lose my religion for all the cuss words I said. She laughs and tells me that my dad had fixed the lot the other day, so if I got stuck, all I had to do is pull a string. So all of my evening chasing this wild dog could have been avoided had I known that the door was fixed. Moral of the story is, if you're going to be Ellie Mae Clampett like me, you better be in shape and go to church every chance you get, because if your life is anything like mine, those sweet little babies may just make you lose your religion and get you covered in cow manure and send you on a wild goose chase. Thank you.